Kiako Munsee, Nin Doshenzi Mike Ford, Nin Nonshiai, Ottawa, Kansas. We're here in downtown Ottawa on this Saturday working on the tribal constitution for the Munsee tribe in Kansas. We've had assistance from our tribal attorney, Kevin Wadzinski, and his office workers in sending us constitutions to work with to make the Munsee tribal constitution a living, viable document of self-government for your tribe for years to come. Today we were working with Munsee and Plague descendant Megan Serban through phone conference call from North Carolina, going to 2 or 3 different constitutions and adding the stuff that we need to with it, and then saving parts of the previous constitution going forward. This is going to be an important step for the Munsee tribe in Kansas. Going back in your tribe's history, the Moravian Church or the U.S. government or the Canadian government have always had kind of a paternalistic role in your tribe's existence, primarily the Moravian Church. And I go back a long time ago, your leaders were sachems, or they were captains. They were captains within the Delaware tribe or the Lenape. They were sachems back east. I remember some of the tribal leaders and some of the documents I've looked at in the past, like Chief Frederick Samuel, when he wrote the letter to President Zachary Taylor on June 3rd, 1851, asking the United States government to honor its promise of land to the tribe, because at that point the Delaware tribe was not happy with the Moravian missionaries and was pushing to sell the land out from under your ancestors and the Moravian missionaries where Westfield was to the Wyandotte people, which eventually happened. And your ancestors were living in a state of chaos and turmoil for a couple of years in the early 1850s until the Delawares sold them the land that was in Leavenworth in the Treaty of March 6th, 1854. I also remember some of the leaders later on. Ignatius Caleb was a leader from the 1860s to the 1890s, early 1900s of the tribe. He was a last hereditary chief of the tribe. And through all that time, the Moravian Church was kind of a patronizing circumstance there with your ancestors, and the U.S. government was in a patronizing circumstance with your ancestors. The work on this Constitution and the eventual adoption of this Constitution will mark the first time in this tribe's history since before America existed where your ancestors will be able to govern themselves, albeit with a IRA Constitution. But this will be the first time they'll be able to govern themselves without a church or religious denomination orchestrating their moves. They'll be free of that part of the paternalism, and this is a major step forward for the tribe to have this governing document. And we're putting a lot of work into this right now because this document is going to have to last a while, and this is how you're going to function as a sovereign nation. This is what I have to speak about today, but there's important constitution work going on right now. Anishik.